Find the second hand. Oh, you guys did something to the clock. I can't even see it no more. Oh, no, there it is. I got it. I got it. The clock does look different though. Good evening. I'd like to call this regularly scheduled Planning Commission meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Cure?
Here.
Commissioner Garcia?
Here.
Commissioner Pahana?
Here.
Vice Chair Krushat?
Here.
Chair Walker?
Here.
All present?
Announcements. These proceedings may be viewed on demand on the City of 29 Palms website at www.29palms.org. You may also live stream this meeting by going to the city's website and clicking on the meeting agendas link. Public comments. This is time for the public to address the Planning Commission on issues within the jurisdiction of the Commission that are not on this agenda. All comments are to be directed to the Chair of the Commission and shall not consist of any personal attacks. Members of the public are expected to maintain a professional and courteous decorum during their comments. There is a time limitation of 3 minutes per person. If you've not already done so, please fill out a name and address slip and give it to the Planning Commission Secretary. The Planning Commission is prohibited by the Brown Act, state law, from taking action or discussing at length items not included on the printed agenda. Public comments on specific agenda items will be deferred until consideration of that agenda item. I'm going to open public comments. I only have one comment card for public comments so far. Carlos, please.
Hi, my name is Carlos Blandon, and I'm going to present two residents with 8 copies of documents as requested when you present documentations. There's 8 copies for 2 residents in the community. Yeah, it's 2 residents, and there's 8 copies distributed as requested when you bring copies to the dais, you call it. These 2 residents, I have been submitting many times issues with those properties. I'm pretty sure you're quite familiar with some of them. It is public information because you can get them from the county record. I don't understand when nothing has been done or nothing has been moved. So please, do something. We need action. Court enforcement is economic development. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone else wish to give public comment? I have a comment card, but it doesn't specify which. Do you want it on which item do you want to give comment on? 2. Number 2?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, yes.
About the house at 72341 Sunnyslope.
So I see 3? 5. Okay.
Okay, so I'll hold your comment card for number 5. Does anyone else wish to give public comment?
I'm going to on number 6.
Yes, but we'll wait till we get to number 6. This is on items not on the printed agenda. Any other comments? Okay, we're going to close public comment. Commissioner comments and reports of meetings attended. We'll start with Leslie.
Well, it's good to be back and see everyone. I hope everyone had a wonderful summer, and I look forward to getting back into our regular rhythm and continuing to do the important work of the Planning Commission.
Jim, sir?
I've attended no meetings since our last meeting.
Alex?
I didn't attend any meetings since our last, but I have attended different charity events, and I've been giving out backpacks to children that need them and their families, full of school supplies. I still have about 5 or 6, so if anyone in the audience knows any children who need them, let me know, and you can talk to me after the meeting. Thanks.
Jessica?
I've not attended any meetings since our last.
I have also not attended any meetings since our last. Moving on to the consent calendar. We have one item on the consent calendar, the Planning Commission minutes from June 16th. Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes?
Yes.
Yes.
Do I have a motion?
I motion we approve as written.
Do we
I
have a
second.
Motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
3 minutes is up.
Commissioner Cure?
Aye.
Commissioner Garcia?
Aye.
Commissioner Pahana?
Aye.
Vice Chair Kruschat?
Aye.
Chair Walker?
Aye.
Approved.
There are no items to be removed from the consent calendar. Moving on to public hearings. CUP 26 with a bunch of zeros and a 2.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. This is the Nxwhere Cafe alcohol and event permit request. A little bit of background. This is a former auto repair establishment. Last year, the Community Development Director approved a site plan review, which is administrative review, to establish a coffee shop at that particular address. The applicant has since requested an additional alcohol sales, which is a type 47, full liquor plus food service, and to establish the venue as an event space, open for events in the evenings. This is allowable with an approved conditional use permit per the development code. There we go. This is the overall site plan. It is an 1,856 square foot building, 397 square foot addition for the restrooms and some outdoor patio space, 2,200 square feet for outdoor uses, including a swimming pool. These are conceptual elevations. I would note to the Planning Commission and to the audience that sign permits, signs are not approved as part of this approval. They'll have to come in separately for that. And this is the overhead view of their particular facility this is coming from the applicant, and their area with the pool facility. Okay, so this is the location. It is south of 29 Palms Highway. It is east of Bullion, west of, Palm Avenue, and is just to the west of the new car wash that is nearly complete. The zoning is downtown general, and to the north, east, and west is also downtown general. And to the south is zone for multifamily residential per an adopted specific plan. And highlighted there is the project location. They have merged all of the parcels. They're in the process of merging all of those parcels together to make one legal lot. It is complete, okay. So the way Cal ABC works is they have certain allotment of alcohol outlets per census tract. This is the census tract for this area, which is 104.34, which I should note also includes the casino and the tribal areas to the south. It includes basically everything in the downtown area south of the highway. The may be hard to see, but that yellow spot there is where the Nxwhere Cafe is located. According to ABC, there's one authorization for an alcohol outlet in the census tract, which we think is quite low, given we're looking for a vibrant downtown, and we already have 18. This would make it up to 19 with the addition of this. Staff doesn't have a problem with it because it would be, again, adding to the vibrancy of the downtown. So therefore, staff is recommending that the Planning Commission find this request exempt from CEQA, adopt the resolution, approve the conditional use permit, and As noted on the previous two slides, we are at an overconcentration, so we are also recommending that a finding of public convenience and necessity is forwarded to the city council, subject to the conditions of approval, and that concludes my presentation.
Does anyone have any questions or comments for staff?
I do, but I think I'll wait. I also have her
I would
applicant.
notice that the applicant is here today.
Yeah.
Alex, do you have anything?
Not right now.
Jim, sir? Leslie? All right, I'm going to open public comment, but we'll start with the applicant if they so choose to give us comment, and then we'll move into public comment. Opening public comment.
Hi, my name's Brig. Me and my wife Bobby are the ones that are opening this. It's always been our dream. We are artists, and our goal is, the reason we came to Twin Palms is because there's such a great artist community. And so we want to develop a space, a community space where people can come in and inspire each other and do art together and have really great cocktails, really great menu, really good coffee during the day. And it's hot, so we decided to have a pool, and it's just really a place for people to converge and come in, and we're going to have music events there in the evenings that are going to be well planned, and then also we'll be open for private events if we get any takers on that.
All right, thank you. I have public comment swift from Carlos for number 2.
Hi, Carlos Blanton, and talking about being a dream and being like a cafe workshop for artists. It reminds me before World War I, when there was a great age of excitement, when we still have beauty in our architecture. In Hungary, Budapest, the government believed in free funding for artists and musicians because it feels that was an essence to the community and city. So in the cafe shops, these big great halls of cafe shops that will come and just support and live and communicate and feed off each other. So, but I think I noticed one discrepancy on your thing. It says there's no development on the south side. There are some residents on the south side that's subdivided by the alley that's right there. So I think you should correct that little note. Basically, this is going to be great for the city. Like I said, we're trying to go for a vibrant downtown. So many people in this town before we had all these great developments come in here and they were just shouting and yelling and saying, not here, it needs to be in downtown. And I've been probing the community and it seems, I don't know, you can't please the masses. I guess it can only be, I guess, who is doing the development? Is it either, the long-term locals, or is it the transplants doing the development they'll hate, or is it, the person who does the communication? So that is the question. Are they biased, or are they really, objective on their, comments? Thank you.
Thank you. We have Joshua Brandon.
Hello, good evening. My name's Joshua Brandon. I'm a property owner just adjacent to this new plan for this establishment. So I want to preface that I don't have any bias toward this establishment being placed and opened. I do have one issue based on what was just presented, the hours with alcohol. Now, that hill, specifically that hill in 29 Palms, is a very dangerous place already without alcohol. If you're coming down that hill, it's 50 and then you hit 35 right at the landmark. Rarely do people slow down until they're hitting the AM PM and the gas station. Likewise, coming up and getting ready to go up the hill, they're already hitting the accelerator as soon as they pass the AM PM. So you've got two traffic coming both ways, failing to honor the posted speed limit. Now that's without, like I said, during the day, I live there. I live in that area. I know exactly what it means to live dangerously. Turning up left onto that street right there is insane because you've got people who are hitting the accelerator coming up behind you, you have to watch behind. You have to watch people coming toward you because they're not slowing down. So I don't know how many times I've had to jump into the other lane, oncoming traffic, because I saw in my rearview mirror cars barreling up both lanes, nowhere for me to go but into the oncoming traffic to get out of the way. No brakes, just flying up that hill. So that's a very dangerous spot. I've had 2 neighbors have their cars totaled in that area. It's a very dangerous area. Statistics already speak to that. And I do mention here recently we had a fatality up on that hill involving a motorcyclist and a pedestrian. 2 in the morning. I'm sure that guy was not planning on running over that pedestrian and killing him, but it happened. I don't know if alcohol was involved, but when you put alcohol into that situation, it enhances the danger, and that hill is already dangerous as it is. And adding alcohol to that is only going to exacerbate that problem. Now, again, I don't have any bias to this establishment, and I wish them well, but I think it should be noted that putting in an alcohol establishment at the base of that hill is just not smart. It's not wise. And we're asking for problems because you've got people coming in from out of town. They're going to come there, enjoy themselves. They're going to drink some alcohol, and they're going to pull out of that driveway right onto that highway where people are already driving crazy, coming and going. And it's just, people just don't care. They're just not paying attention. Now, we do have facilities and establishments in town. Now, when they leave the bar, God forbid they've had alcohol, they've had time to acclimate and adjust to their driving before they hit that hill. This establishment is right at that hill. They don't have time to adjust. So, thank you.
Do we have any other public comment request on item number 2? I'm going to close public comment. We'll bring it back up here. Does anybody else have any questions or comments? Go ahead, Liza.
Question, there's no entry directly to the establishment from 62. You must use Pine or the opposite street.
Can we bring up the site plan? Yeah, that one's fine. Yep.
Okay, so you'd have to use Pine to get access to the freeway.
Rick, the only entrance is on the alleyway, correct?
Okay, so they have to use side streets to enter the property. And then the hours of operation?
So as far as the noise goes, they still have to comply with the noise ordinance. So acknowledging that they are next to some residential zone properties, they have to have quiet times after 10 o'clock. So any music or anything cannot be just heard as a disturbance to the nearby neighbors after 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
If they wanted to do outside stuff, they could per their drawings, but they have to shut it down or shut it in by 10 o'clock p.m.
Thank you.
I have a follow-up to that. Where is that stated in the COAs about the 10 p.m.? And then
We reference the
Noise ordinance.
the noise ordinance. We can be more explicit if you like.
yeah, okay. That's where I had that same question, but a little different, as it's not explicit and what can be. I mean, if the venue itself is outdoor, and it says, just as stated from the applicant, music events in the evenings. So I just think there's some vagueness that could be cleaned up in that.
Yeah, we can certainly add a condition in there to clarify that. That's quiet times are 10 o'clock. So for those operations, if there's an event, the event can continue until 1 a.m.? If it's held inside and not noise disturbance to the neighbors.
So that's also
We
needs
can-
to be stated then, I think, in there.
Then we
additionally.
can make that more clear if that's the planning commission's wishes.
But that's what it says in the noise ordinance, but it's not repeated because it's
Right.
right. Okay.
Right.
Okay. But not everyone is open till 1 p.m. as a event venue, so that's why I think it would be.
We can certainly add that in there.
Do you have other ones? Okay. Do you have something? Because I have a list.
Do we raise our hand?
Go ahead.
Okay. No, I just want to comment that, I know tourism is a primary economic driver in this town. And this is a very unique venue. And to deny somebody a beer and wine or a liquor license you're basically killing the venue. I mean, that's just the reality. Now, if we have traffic issues that we have to take care of because people are exceeding the speed limit, we should do that. This venue would still be responsible for meeting all the existing ordinances that we have in the town as with the other establishments that are just 100 yards down the road. So I would be in favor of approving the CUP. Thank you.
Okay, I have some more clarifying questions. Do you want to, okay. So with the permits, all the different, I know there was the SPR and that got approved and then this got kind of upgraded. So I wanted to clarify where the building and safety status is like all these things already completed, the pool, restroom
They are in
addition?
process right now. If you were to go out there now, you can see some construction going on. So there's a lot of construction going on right now.
Okay, so because of that change, I saw the clarification of what the 39 parking spaces, and then it says it needs to have the fire submitted for the parking based on potentially new occupancy with the upgrades, but I didn't see any parking or occupancy changes, so that was a little bit confusing.
Occupancy is established at the building permit stage,
Yeah.
not at this stage.
I know. So that's why that made me think there's not a permit yet, but part of the approval on this does state that about the fire, so it's like putting the cart before the horse kind of situation.
Yeah, and then the parking was approved with the site plan review. And
So maybe just adding a note of the parking has to comply with that occupancy
yes,
revision. Because that's not in the COA, okay. That would be my note.
okay.
There was a couple small discrepancies with the fire versus the CUP. I had seen there be two different APNs listed. There was a fire attachment that had APN 0618211123.
Yeah,
that-
so the parcels have been merged.
So that was the other parcel,
That was
right?
the other
Okay.
parcels that
That's
have
why
been now
I
been
thought,
merged.
that's why I saw okay, got
So
it.
that's where the discrepancy is coming from.
Okay. So I don't know if that needs to be an update because now it's just one parcel. Okay. And then my other thing, there was a southwest versus southeast. The staff report says southwest corner and the conditions on the SPR said southeast. That was a minor thing.
Yeah.
Okay. You
Well,
already aware of all
we'll get
those?
that.
Okay. Those are all little things that I saw. And then as far as the event use, the original was for a private event. So now this is opening it to public events,
The original was
like as an
for,
event venue.
yeah, the original was for simply a cafe. And it was for a coffee shop, excuse me, it's for a coffee shop. So since they're coming in for an alcohol upgrade anyway, they're adding these events.
Okay, so having it as a restaurant and an event venue. And so that parking and occupancy will be analyzed based on that new approval. Got it, okay. Go ahead. I know you have things.
I personally like the idea of this and a space for other artists to gather and work on different things. I like that. My biggest concern was noise for the families behind there because I'd hate to have issues like other restaurants or other places in town that have had other complaints. So as long as the noise is mitigated after 10 and followed, I have no issue. The other question I had was similar with the event center, if there will be changes made for that. And where the parking lot entrance actually was, but that was answered earlier. So other than that, I think it's a great idea for the community.
And I had one more. The food service is supposed to remain the whole time with alcohol, so that would be through 1 a.m. food service, essentially.
Yes, so this is a food and
Yeah.
beverage establishment, so,
Great.
so there's,
Not a lot of 1 a.m. food places.
Yeah.
So. And then the other one I had was around the pool access and safety, and if there was something that needed to be implemented or added for pool safety for alcohol being served at that time of night at the pool.
That's something we can work out. I mean, that's more
Yeah.
of a building and safety
That's
issue than a
that's
planning
not
issue.
anything to do with this. Okay. Those were all my, what? For sure. I don't know if they have to, if there's something special that needs to be added.
No.
Okay. That's all of my thoughts and questions.
Any more thoughts or questions? Do we have a,
Do you mind if I provide some clarification on the parking?
go ahead?
So Commissioner Kier, the parking was already situated with the site plan review because we assessed the parking needs on the same as a coffee shop as you do a restaurant.
Yes.
So all of the parking spaces are already established, and that's how many they're going to have.
So then the occupancy for a event would be the same as the restaurant.
That's correct.
So the occupancy for a private event would be the same as the restaurant.
That's correct.
That's correct.
Great.
Okay.
I think that's what's not detailed in that, in the document is why I was asking.
So we attached the conditions of approval for the site plan review.
Yes.
Just to know, just so that you guys can see the original conditions, and then just added the new
So
ones for the CUP.
The occupancy and the parking is not going to change.
That's correct.
Great.
All right, do we have a motion on this?
I motion that we approve the CUP 26502.
Can we bring up
for
the
Nowhere
resolution slide?
Cafe for a project exempt from CEQA, and that we adopt this resolution, approve the conditional use permit, and recommend the finding of public convenience for necessity to the city council, and subject to all the conditions of approval,
As modified today.
as modified today, 8/18.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Kier,
Aye.
Commissioner Garcia,
Aye.
Commissioner Pahana,
Aye.
Commissioner Krushat,
Aye.
Chair Walker,
Aye.
approved.
Okay, moving on to item number 3. Removal of property located at 73268 2 Mile Road for public nuisance hearing.
Okay, so after our public noticing on this property, that's the condition it was in. It is currently being cleaned up as we speak. That is being handled by the property owner. So at this time, we're asking basically that this recommendation of a public nuisance be removed from the agenda since it's currently under cleanup.
So the property owner showed up, they did the complete cleanup, we went and inspected, they're good to go. It's actually cleaner than this that you see right here. And they also paid all the fees to the city for board ups and for everything that they owed. So at this time, we just want to remove it because they've done their due diligence, so they're good to go.
Do we need to take a vote on removing it, or do we need to do anything just other than say we remove it? General consensus, we remove it?
Yeah, I drove by it on the way
Perfect.
here. It looks good.
Agreed.
Item number 3 is removed. Carlos, sorry you don't get to speak on this one. You can talk on the next one. Moving on to item number 4, declaring property with APN 0621-241-85-000, public nuisance.
All right, so this property is located on Raymond Way, is behind the Adobe Apartments. It used to be owned by Sun National Corporation, which is now a corporation that's been gone for a long time. We've traced it back to their attorneys, and there's no contact for it, but it became essentially a dumping ground. So we've had multiple vehicles out there, at one point, multiple appliances, so they were kind of taking stuff apart there. Also, the people from the residences of the Adobe Apartments started dumping there as well, so we've already gone out and we're asking to declare it a public nuisance so that we can get it cleaned up and blocked off.
Is that it? Do we have any questions or comments or questions to staff?
just want to say that I have been watching that grow over the last couple of years. So it's nice to handle that.
All right, we're gonna open up public comment, so open up public comment. Carlos, you wanted to speak on item number 4.
Yeah, 4, oh, hi, my name is Carlos Blandon, and I'm speaking for 4 and 7 with this same spiel because it's all the same. So you want to hear me again after this. In geography, we like to call this, like, I can't remember the 5th, I think, or 4. There's 4 ways that civilizations fall apart. We call it tragedy of the commons. It's like, if it's just like that, we're just going to keep doing it. You know, broken window theory. And another one is hard-headedness. And they don't not willing to learn the new environment that's around them. Like when the Vikings came, they weren't learning also Eskimos. They were still stuck on their old ways. And the other two, some of it's environmental factors. But we need to go after this. Like I've been saying, you know, economic development comes from code enforcement. And most of the people, seems like you only come after them when you don't hear from them. And some of these, like I just presented to you in my public comment, are probably people you've been speaking to and giving you false promises. Yeah, I'll get to that soon enough because they're here soon and probably friends with some people you know. So, thank you. Thank you for getting these on the property and getting this moving. Thank you, and I appreciate it so much.
Thank you. Does anyone else wish to give public comment on item number 4? All right, we're gonna close public comment. Do we have any discussion from up here? Do we have a motion?
I'll motion. Planning Commission declare the property with APN 062124185 a public nuisance and adopt resolution number 26 dash, what is it going, is there a dash after, a number after the dash? Okay. Okay. By ordering the property owner to remove all vehicles, trash, and debris from the property within 20 days.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Cure?
Aye.
Commissioner Garcia?
Aye.
Commissioner Paahana? Aye. Vice Chair Kruschat?
Aye.
Chair Walker?
Aye.
Approved?
Moving on to item number 5, declaring the property located at 72341 Sunnyslope Drive a public nuisance and dangerous building.
So 72341 Sunny Slope is a residence that was where a fire started and by a vehicle that was parked within the property. It did cause a lot of damage to the neighboring property. There was almost loss of life in there. But thankfully, they made it. After consistently trying to locate an owner, a responsible party, pulling title. There's no responsible party that has come forward. And this one would be a partial demo because most of the damages were in the garage portion. So we want to get rid of all that damage and continue to have it secured and remove all the trash from that property. That way we would have a buffer if anything else were to happen, that it doesn't damage the newly rebuilt home next to it. So we started with trying to contact the owner. We started to try to contact possible financial institutions or anything like that, but nothing has come to fruition. At multiple times, we boarded it up because we did have squatters in it at one point. So we're looking to do the partial demo and clean up the property.
So we've been working on this since June of '23.
Yes.
Do we have any questions from staff? Moving on, we're gonna open public comment. We had one that wanted to give public comment on item number 5. Jones? Yvonne?
Good evening. My name is Yvonne, and this is my husband, Will Jones. June 29th, 2023, as my family and I slept, our neighbors who lived at 72341 Sunny Slope set their car ablaze, causing our adjoining fence to catch fire and ultimately and completely engulfing our home. That property is not only a daily reminder of us almost losing our lives and dealing with all the drug traffic next door years previous to the fire, but a health hazard from all the debris. There's still constant traffic over there from scavengers, addicts, and squatters. Not to mention the used hypodermic needles we have to keep picking up and cleaning up because they end up back on our property. Our kids can't even go outside and play in the backyard. Our kids deserve a safe space, a healthy space to play. Our neighbors deserve to breathe air that isn't polluted by fire debris or the eyesore, and they themselves dealing with everything else previously mentioned going on next door. We just ask that it gets cleaned up and hope moving forward that it actually ends up demoed so we can close this chapter in our lives.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anyone else want to give public comment on item number 5? Close public comment on item number 5. Any further discussion from up here?
I just want to say I drive by this property all the time. I've watched the rebuild of the house and seen it and wondered myself what was going on with this, so I'm glad to see this happening.
Do we have a motion?
I will say, instead of repeating the entire thing, you can just say move staff's recommendation, if you wanted to.
Do we have a motion?
I move that we accept the recommendation.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Cure?
Aye.
Commissioner Garcia?
Aye.
Commissioner Pahana?
Aye.
Vice Chair Kruschat?
Aye.
Chair Walker?
Aye.
Approved.
Moving on to item number 6, declaring the property located at 6776 Manzanita Drive a public nuisance and a dangerous property.
Yes, we have a, yeah. Yeah, so we have a very quick correction. On the agenda, Manzanita and Abronia had the same assessor's parcel number. That parcel number actually belongs to the Abronia property, which is the next agenda item. This one? Okay. Okay, so we will correct that as part of the final record. So, want to do that? There we go.
Yeah. All right, so Manzanita is also a property that came to our attention. We've been working on it for some time. We've been trying to locate the property ownership, and we just recently became aware that there is new property ownership on it. However, we're still wanting to move as a public nuisance and still allow them to start the process to correct it so that we don't have to come back and declare it a public nuisance in the future. It is significantly burnt, not sure if it's salvageable, but even though we've declared a public nuisance, it does allow them 45 days to submit plans for either for a demo or for reconstruction, whichever they would like to do. And it allows us also to, in the back end of it, also still get quotes and try to find out what's the best course of action for us.
Do we have any questions of staff up here?
Yes, so with those 45 days of the new owners, they have to submit plans. It's not like complete action, it's just 45 days, submit their plan of how they're gonna move forward. We'll work with them, given that they're new owners, but we've previously done all this work on this property. They took on the property knowing the condition, and then you're just willing to work with them.
Right, so basically what happened, I believe this one went from an owner to a relative, so they were going through probate. So with us giving them the 45 days, that allows them to get either plans for demoing it or bring the plans to move forward to do it. And we will work with them within a reasonable timeline to get this done. But we still want to move forward so that way that the clock doesn't continue just getting pushed back on it, because this is one that we've gotten multiple complaints about.
Just confirming that the probate has been completed, now it's a new owner. For how long?
It's just changed names.
Okay. Okay.
Any more questions of staff? We're going to open public comment. Ma'am?
My mother is Joretta Calvert, Joy Calvert. A lot of people here, we've been here since 1957. And my mother bought that property in 1976. And she passed. I told her I didn't want nothing from her. And I've had nothing but problems. But anyways, on this property, the people that were renting it burnt it down. I've got papers here showing that it's court ordered for me not to touch it because it was going through probate. And I received a letter in the mail on Saturday that meeting was gonna happen. And they said, well, they sent a lot of letters to the property. So I explained to them that nobody lived at the property. You know, how can you expect me to do something when, but anyways, it's all done and handled, and I have the grant deed showing here that it's been mine for the last week and a half. I've already made arrangements for them to demolish it or do whatever it is that they do, and it'll get done, but I just don't want a bunch of people down my throat. You know, I'm trying to take care of things, but it's hard when the state and the city bother you.
Yes, ma'am. Any more comments?
Does that mean I get to go
Yes, ma'am.
and it's not gonna be abated or anything?
What, so if this resolution gets passed, then you'll get 45 days to submit whatever your plans are for that property to the city. If the city accepts those plans, we'll move forward. If demo is your choice of action, fine and dandy. But then the only time I think the city would come bother you is if the demo doesn't happen within a reasonable amount of time that you have given the city your timeline for this happening.
Well, as you can see, this is my whole file working on that property. It's not like I was being lazy about
Nope.
it. I am blind, and I can't drive anymore.
That
They took
makes
my
it
license
difficult.
away. So it makes it difficult. I've been going with text messages, emails, phone calls, and handling it that way. And I
Yes,
have
ma'am.
records of everybody I spoke to, the date and the time I spoke to them.
So I mean, it sounds like there's a good way forward and everybody's working together, and I think this will come to a easy resolution for you.
Good. I need something easy. I'm so sick of all of these problems.
Understood. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So just wanted to let know, so when we're in the process of trying to find the property owners, we do send to, by law, the courts required us to send it to the record of address. Actually, the record of address for that property was not that address, was actually an address in El Paseo. We also posted on the property, because it's one of those things, if it's your property, somebody's bound to come by your property to check it, or some property management, either financial institutions, somebody will come by and kind of notice it. So we try to send it to all parties that are listed on the title report as well.
All right, does anybody else wish to give public comment on this item? Closing public comment. Do we have any more further discussion up here?
Yes. Do you have something? Go. So it says to obtain the demo permit within 20 days or submit plans and obtain the permit within 20 days. But what was just kind of discussed was submitting plans within 45 days,
So we give them 20 days to submit their plan of action, what they want to do. And after that, then they have, for instance, if they're going to pull a demolition permit, they have 45 days after that.
So it's
they
not
have 20
obtain the
days to come
permit,
and
it's
talk
to
to us.
pull the permit.
So they have 20 days to come and figure out which plan of action they want to do. And then depending on what plan of action they do is going to be the timeline they're offered. So they have 45 days if they want to do a demo. And then if they want to do the complete, obviously if they're going to pull building plans, that'll be a lot longer. They have whatever amount of time they can follow through. And then for the cleanup, they give them 30 days. So those are the three
Okay,
options.
so I just think the language on it isn't matching what is being said to me.
So you have 20 days to come and talk to us, and we give you 45 days to submit your plans.
Okay, so I think that's how it should be written.
Yeah.
Because it says obtain,
It says within 20 days,
Okay.
yeah,
but getting a permit is different than
yeah.
submitting for
We
a
can modify
permit.
that language in the final resolution.
Okay.
Any more discussion from up here?
Just one, so just to confirm, and I think this is correct, notifications did go to the El Paseo address? Okay, not to that address? Okay.
actually hook it to the wall, put it in front of the property, but we send it to the LPCL address where the property owner.
Okay, thank you.
And so I know she just mentioned in the comment that she already had plans to get it demoed. Has that been submitted? So nothing's been started. And got it. Got it.
But her 20-day clock hasn't started yet because we haven't passed the resolution.
And then once she gives it to you, she has 45 days to begin the demolishing. Okay.
And as long as there's progress being made, we can work with the property owner if needed.
But one thing I want to be very clear, my budget is extremely limited, and we try to take the cases that are the most extraneous and the larger cases. The average cleanup, okay, our recent cleanup, and I'm not sure if you guys are aware, which was on Sherman Point, was a total of $39,000. That's without removing the home. That's just cleaning the outside of the property, including 1,000 tires. So when you're talking about cleaning up and stuff, we want to work with property owners because it's in our best interest. It's less legal fees, less fees for the city, because most of the time we do not recuperate these fees because we're usually on the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to the sale of the home. So we always want to work with the owners so that we don't have to spend that money.
So now that you do have an owner who's responding and talking to you, why do you want to go through this process versus now just work through it with the property owner?
Because we do want to work with the owner, but we also want to make sure that it gets done. We get a lot of promises, and over the years, we've learned that if we don't move forward and we don't say, hey, we give a timeline, it can last a long time before we get any response. And a lot of times also the properties change ownership and it just continues.
Any more questions from up here? Do we have a motion?
I motion to accept or to move forward with the staff's recommendation.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Cure?
Aye.
Commissioner Garcia?
Aye.
Commissioner Paahana?
Aye.
Vice Chair Krushat?
Aye.
Chair Walker?
Aye.
Approved?
Number 7, okay, number 7. All right, I thought we'd heard, okay. Moving on to item number 7, declaring property located at 6273 Abronia Avenue a public nuisance in a dangerous building.
This property is on Abronia. It's a total loss of fire. It's in a heavily trafficked neighborhood. We've had multiple complaints about it. The property owner says he is not able to do anything with it at this time. And he's gone silent now. So we haven't been able to have a conversation. At first, he wanted to see if he could just remodel the garage by itself and then build the rest of the house, but there's nothing there to remodel as far as what's there. The debris is getting all over the place, and there's an excessive amount of trash, so it's become a public nuisance, and it's openly accessible to anybody to go in there.
Do we have any questions of staff from up here?
What's the corrected APN?
Any other questions from staff up here? All right, we're going to open public comment. Carlos left before he could give public comment on item number 7. Does anybody else wish to give public comment on item number 7? Closing public comment. Do we have any further questions of staff or discussion from up here? Do we have a motion?
A motion to accept staff recommendation.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Cure?
Aye.
Commissioner Garcia?
Aye.
Commissioner Paahana?
Aye.
Vice Chair Krushat?
Aye.
Chair Walker?
Aye.
Approved?
Moving on to discussion of potential action items.
Thank you.
None? Moving on to Community Development Director updates.
So, just very, very quickly, we do have 2 scheduled public hearing items, and both scheduled planning commission days in September, September 1st and September the 15th. And then, depending on the result of those public hearings, we'll be back on general plan discussions in October.
Okay. No study sessions. Before we go, I want to say it's nice to be back. We enjoyed our little break, but it is nice to be back and doing the busy business of the city. And I also want to thank everyone that came out. It's not often we get a lot of audience members, but we appreciate it. So thank you all. Have a good evening.